right, guys. So I'm working on this G-Wagon 2010 G55 AMG. So my windshield washer pumps are not operating. The front or the rear, neither one is working. And I don't know why. So the only fuse that I can find is on the passenger side, kind of up under and behind the passenger front seat. There's a little fuse box down there that holds some fuses, and it says the rear washer fluid, rear washer system or pump or something like that. Now, you have, on this 2010, you have 3 pumps. One for the rear, one for the front, and the white one right here is for the headlights, right? The headlight washer system. So there is a series of W463 G-Wagons that have one pump that operates both. The polarity on it reverses operating the front or the rear. In this case, it's 2 separate pumps. Now, why are neither one working? Why is neither one working? Now, did I not notice that the rear was not working and now the front's not working, or did they both go out at the same time? Likely, if they both go out at the same time, you would say it's a fuse or a relay. But I have not been able to identify a fuse or a relay that operates both. Now, how do you get to this? It's not simply pulling back or pulling off or removing the wheel well cover, which is this one, which was right here, and getting access to it. You have to actually drop this windshield washer reservoir. And in order to do that, let me see if I can get some more light here. Hold on. Okay, so you have to actually disconnect it from the engine compartment. There's how many? There's 3 10mm bolts that secures this to the car. Now, to get access to those 3 bolts, you have to do it from inside the engine compartment. You have to remove the 2 10mm bolts that secures the coolant reservoir. You have to remove those 2. There's one right here, and then there's one down here. You have to remove those 2 in order to pull this away from the sidewall, which reveals one 10mm bolt. Then the other 2 are accessible. Let me see if I can get up here. The other 2 are accessible down here on the wall. There's 2 bolts. One of them is hanging out down there, hanging out the wall, and the other one is right there. So, yeah, the holes are right there. And the other one is behind here. You have to pull this back to get access to it. That hole right there. So that's how you release that. Now, also, to get access to make it easier right here, you have to remove the neck to the windshield washer reservoir. That pops out of that hole that's right there. There's a rubber grommet that it fits right inside. So that's how you get access to this windshield washer reservoir. You're going to lose some fluid if it's already full. If it's not full, you'll be okay. But either way, you have to figure out why these are not operating. So I need a second set of hands to actually, I have to close the hood and then try to activate these pumps and see if I'm getting voltage right here at the connections, because I need to know if voltage is getting here and the pump's just not operating, or there's no voltage even reaching there, which would mean it's a fuse or a relay related to this problem. I've gone this far. I'm going to replace them either way, but I want to know, is it the pumps or is it something else? All right. But yeah, that's how you get access to it. Instead of removing the wheel, some people do. In my case, I turn the wheel so that I have room to get back here. Jack the car up, but the G-Wagon sits so high, you can raise it and create enough clearance where you don't have to remove the wheel to get access to all of this stuff. You can leave the wheel on the car, which is pretty cool. Also, the bolts that hold the wheel well liner, I assumed they were going to be 8mm, but some of them are 7mm, just so that you know. All right, so let me figure out what's going on here. If this is something that I need to replace, just the pumps, or if there's a relay or fuse related to the issue. I'll report back. Okay, so with the help of my lovely, beautiful wife, I was able to figure out which pumps are operational and which are not. So the white one works. These 2 do not. The white one is the front headlight washer system, and these two operate. The middle is the rear. Shoot, let me get this right. If I remember, according to the picture, the rearmost one is the front and the one in the middle is the rear. Now, I might be wrong with that one. It doesn't really matter at this point because I labeled them. And so I have a picture and I know what's what. I have to go back and make reference to that picture. But both of those are bad. So, and they are both identical pumps. So they both had to be replaced. So what I did is I bought one pump. I did not know I needed two. The forums that I looked up said that one operated both systems on some of these models. So apparently not with this model. So I have to get another one of these. So I used this good one to test each circuit and to identify which connection is for which pump, front or rear. The one with the blue wire, I put blue tape on it, or should I say, is for the rear. And this hose right here is for that same pump. That's the rear. This one is for the front. This is for the headlights, okay? So at first, my front was not operating with even the new pump. That circuit was not operating. And it might have been just because I tried so many times, it wouldn't work, so maybe it kicked out. Maybe the SAM unit stopped sending a signal to that one because of overload, just to protect it. Mercedes systems are smart like that. So the pump was not operating until I kept playing with the controls, turning windshield wipers on and off and kept playing around with it. Then it kicked on and it worked consistently. So could it have been a glitch in the control and the switch? No, I think it was related to the SAM unit because it kicked on and it stayed on. So now I have to order another one of these pumps. I got this one, I think, from Amazon. It came like the next day, so it's kind of late now. If I order one, it might not be here tomorrow. It might take 2 days, but I know what I need now. And I'm gonna go ahead and I already emptied that out because it was heavy, it was full. I emptied that out. I'm gonna replace those two pumps and get back rolling again, bro. It sucks to have a G-Wagon and you can't have windshield washer flow out of your wipers. That sucked because I had to wait for rain to clear my windshield while I was driving. Or pull over to the gas station and use the squeegee. That's so bootleg. So I had to take care of that, man. I couldn't take it anymore. So now you guys know how to get access to the windshield washer reservoir. You know, on this 2010 model, what plugs do what. This is the heater plug at the top of the windshield washer reservoir. So I'm going to tuck these away and protect them. And I'm not going to drive the vehicle until I get the pump that I need. All right. So I hope you learned from this video. I know I did. I'm trying to record more of the stuff that I actually do. It's hard, like I said, to record while I'm working. It slows the process down. So please excuse me for not recording every process and talking so much. But that's what I do, guys. I'm a talker. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't a talker, I wouldn't be on YouTube. I'd be shy. You know what I'm saying? So I do what I do and I share what I share. Just please be patient with me. Continue to like, share, subscribe. Don't unsubscribe because I talk too much. Just be patient. You might hear something that you want to hear. You might hear something that helps. All right. So talk to you guys later. This is Brandon Green, owner of Goldelementautoworks. I'm out. Okay, so here goes the windshield washer reservoir, and here goes the pumps. So these pumps have to be replaced. This pump is good. Again, this is for the front headlights, and this is for the front and rear. So I have replacement pumps right here. They're made in China. You don't have to spend a lot of money on these pumps. They're just pumps. Bosch might make the original ones, but really, a pump is a pump. You can get aftermarket pumps like these from several different sources. So it's not a big deal because even these died. This is a 2010. Let's just say it took 14 years for them to die. But guess what? They eventually died. So it's all good, guys. Germany did not invent the pump. So you can go with several manufacturers regarding that. So it looks like this is a 10 millimeter. I already loosened it with the 10 millimeter socket. So now by hand, because I don't want this thing to fall, I see that there's two brackets being supported by this screw. See, there's a washer there. All right, this right here is also a part of it. Nice design, I like that. Prevents it from collapsing too far. It's like a spacer of some sort that allows it to just tighten it up enough to secure them, but not over tighten it, because this is plastic. It can crack. All right. So I'm gonna pull this enough to wear these out, to pry these, to lift these out of here. You don't have to pry them. Now they are in a rubber grommet down here, and you can see that there has been leakage. Now that's due to this rubber that it is sitting in. Over time, this hardens and doesn't seal as well, and it starts to seep out. It could be that. It could also be the connection here. The pump itself is dead. So there's obviously a little motor in there that cycles when operating properly, and it just over time is burned up. Now, what brand is this? I've seen this many times before. The video. I thought it said made in. Oh, you can't see it right here. Huh? Can't see it. Made in somewhere. I'm gonna assume maybe made in Germany, but I don't know. Is there a part number if you guys want the exact one? All right, guys. So do with it what you want. Buy whatever pump you want from whatever source, but I'm going where it's cheap and affordable. I think I sourced these from Amazon just to get them here quicker. Yeah, there was one brand that I did buy and it didn't come with this, so I had to order another one. So you see the number here? It might be the same number. Oh, snap. All right. So as long as these are identical, which they are, you have no problem. Looks like the numbers are the same. The part numbers. So it's a good thing, right? All right, so pull this out as well. If you're going to use any kind of flathead screwdriver, make sure you don't pry, scratch, indent this plastic right here. So get that out of there. Pop the new one in there. All right, and do the same with this one. It doesn't matter, they're identical pumps, so you can get those mixed up if you want to, but I know that my previous picture is going to indicate what side is what, and I have blue tape on the one that's for the rear. So let me go ahead and finish installing these. So why do these oftentimes go bad? Well, eventually they all go bad because look at the indentation right there. Because it takes on the shape of the hole, and it being rubber, it eventually no longer seals as well because it's rubber. Just over time, rubber, in this case, it didn't harden, but it just conforms, and it loses the ability to effectively seal that hole. All right, let me just show you the comparison. All right, look at the indentation running along the neck versus a brand new one. It's fat, all right? It's just what it is, guys. It's over time, you know? So if you're starting to get that windshield washer fluid leak, you don't know where it's coming from, usually that's where it's coming from. They just go bad eventually. Susceptible to leaking. All right, so I reinstalled everything. Everything is back in place. It took a little bit of patience, right? Because you have to stick your hand up under there to get it in place and to hold it so that you can line up the screws to the holes. Now, I did lift the car up a little bit. I jacked the car up on this front corner so that I had enough leverage to get my hand up under there and to hold it in place. It's kind of tight, especially with me having 24-inch wheels, but I was able to get it done. So I first secured it with one of those that are, you can't really see it now, but secured it with one and then left it loose enough to get the other one in place and lined this one up and put everything back in place, man. Tightened it up, put this one back in place. So also I tested it, front windshield washer fluid. It sprays no problem in the front, and then in the back, it kind of dribbles, but it does get pressure back there. I think the tip or the nozzle in the rear, it might be a little faulty. This one right here, it doesn't shoot out like it's supposed to. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. I don't really know. I have to compare it to another one, but it just kind of dribbles, right? It just runs down instead of shooting out. So the spray pattern is not working properly. But at least the pumps are replaced and it does pressurize back there, so it's good. Now, I'm taking out the air filters. This one right here is the old one. It's not that dirty. It's dirty, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace it. I did an oil change, and so I'm gonna go ahead and replace these as well. All right, just a little bit of maintenance, All right, some people vacuum that out, clean that out. It's not a bad idea. It's easy to remove these. Take the front cover off. That just pops out of place. And then you take these screws right here. Use a T. What am I using? Let's see, which one is this? I'm using a T25. All right. Easy, man. It's just easy, basic maintenance, man. Put some fresh air intake filters in there. Mouse traps. And you'll be up and running again, man. Just keeping it clean, keep the air intake clean and working at its optimal condition. All right, so nice and easy maintenance, guys. That's what I try to do, is try to simplify the process. I'm not taking the Mercedes for a service A and letting them stroke me. I'd rather do the work myself, save some money. All right, and it's just as effective. Do your research, know what to check, go through it thoroughly, take your time, be patient, and get it done, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks.